Virgo, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance from my Virgos, please. Virgo, also I do apologize about being a little bit nasally. I'm not getting sick, but I was fighting off a migraine this afternoon, and I feel fine now, but sometimes it's a little bit of an after effect. All right, so let's see. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Virgos, please. All right, your energy, the Four of Cups in reverse. All right. Your person's energy, the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Kind of feels like I've got two people opening up to each other. They're viewing you as a Tower, Aries, Scorpio energy. What you're not seeing is the Four of Wands. Okay, pay attention to 444. And we see the Empress energy. Ooh, Virgo, I think you're going to get what you want here. I think you're going to get what you want. And I actually think you have somebody who's opening up. Behind the scenes, this person may tell you or may divulge, or what's going on behind the scenes is this person may not be as stable as they would like to be. Maybe it's their finances or their living situation. And again, they might have held back because of that. Now, we see the Nine of Wands energy in reverse. So a lot of my Virgos, this may be a situation that you were really hoping was going to go the distance, that you were trying to manifest. And it doesn't mean that there's been a fight or an argument or a separation. It could just be that that's what you want. This is somebody new. But with the Nine of Wands in reverse, it's also an energy of burning the candle at both ends. It's an energy here, Virgo, of maybe you feeling a little bit exhausted by this or by what's going on, or maybe there's just some nervousness attached to this connection. But with the Four of Cups in reverse, it's like you do want to see this person again. And I feel like you're starting to want to or feel like you can open up to this person emotionally, either because you're getting to know them, you like what you see, or maybe, you were both kind of holding back and you're like, okay, in order to make this step forward, I need to open up and let down your guard. We see the Sun card in reverse, Leo energy. Yeah, and this is interesting because the Sun in reverse to me is like a little bit of a superficial card. Now, it doesn't mean that you're superficial in nature or anything like that, but the Sun in reverse tells me that you want to open up emotionally to this person because you may have been being kind, fun, loving, nurturing, but you may not have been going deep with this person. Okay, you may have been holding back emotionally, and that's okay when you're trying to get to know someone, or maybe if you feel like it's not, that's not matching your energy. It's okay, but I feel like my Virgos, it's like you want that to shift and change. It could be that there was something here that was disappointing for you, or something here that you weren't trusting, or maybe it was just you didn't know this person well enough. All right, you're viewing them as the Devil in reverse, Capricorn energy. So some of you may, and they're coming through as Four of Pentacles, which is also Sun and Capricorn energy. So they could be a Capricorn or have Capricorn in their chart. But I do like the Devil in reverse because it tells me that you're seeing that there's potential for transformation, releasing bad habits, karmic cycles. But you may have picked up on this person being a little bit stubborn or maybe even a little bit pessimistic, either about the connection or about love. And again, that may have made you kind of pull back a little bit, right? You're viewing the relationship, Virgo, as the Queen of Treasure or the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So again, you may have been feeling like, this might be something that's draining for me, my time, my energy, my love, my resources, because it looks like this person was holding back on you. You may have felt like you were doing more of the emotional labor, or you were meeting them more than halfway consistently. And again, that can be something that my Virgos are like, oh, wait, this is draining for me. I'm exhausted. I'm doing too much. Your person, the Queen of Spears, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. So it feels like your person has gotten or is getting some clarity, or they're ready to communicate. All right, let's go quickly to, well, not quickly, but let's go to the Oracle deck. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Virgos, please. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Virgos, please. The unseen. Things are not always as they appear. Be thorough and keep your eyes open. There's something you're not seeing. Yeah, and what we're not seeing here, Virgo, is your person may not feel as stable as they come off as. Okay? Or there was something that was creating a little bit of distance here, and I'm sure you were picking up on it. Spirit saying the little things. Find the little things in your everyday life that make you happy, and one day you'll realize they're the big things. So this is about focusing on your own game. This is about, really flexing that gratitude muscle. But it's also about just remembering that you're happy and you're whole on your own, right? And not to say that you don't need anybody or you don't want anybody, but just reminding yourself you're happy and you're whole on your own. You don't need to overgive. You don't need to earn basic care. You know what I mean? You don't need to meet somebody more than halfway. And we see reconciliation. So there is someone or something that can still be saved if you choose to compromise. Try to find the middle ground between 2 points. And again, that doesn't even necessarily mean, Virgo, that you're in separation from this person. Because for a lot of you, it's like you're still just getting to know this person. But I feel like definitely I've got 2 people that want to open up to each other further. Obviously, it could be after a breakup or separation or an argument. But for a lot of you, it's like, it's getting to know each other. And we can actually make this work. All right, but at the bottom of the deck, Spirit's reminding you, Virgo, that your boundaries are currently being challenged, so you may learn the art of saying no and remember your power. Yeah, and I do feel like there was something here, Virgo, that made you realize, actually, I don't need to be the one here that's doing all the work. All right, with the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, this person also doesn't want to hold back any longer. They want to get on the same page with you, or they want to move things forward. They're sensing, seeing compatibility. We see the 5 of Spears. Yeah, there may have been conflict. This person definitely may have been detached. But the 5 of Spears is also an energy of, I want to fight for this. All right, and we see the 7 of Coral, the 7 of Wands. Again, another one of my cards of I'm defensive. I'm a little detached. They might have been a little edgy here, Virgo, and you might, and my Virgos, Virgo is oftentimes not described as super intuitive. It's not the sign, we think Pisces is intuitive, Scorpio is intuitive, but my Virgos, you are very, very intuitive, and you pay attention to the little things, you pay attention to the details. So, never underestimate a Virgo and their intuition and them knowing exactly what's going on. That's for those of you who might be cross watchers. But this is somebody who is maybe a little bit detached, a little bit defensive. But I'm also seeing here they realize they want to fight for this connection. All right, and we see the Death card, Scorpio energy. Because if not, things will end. And I think this person's worried about losing you or losing this connection. But I also see that they realize something needs to transform. And what needs to transform here, Virgo, is they can't hold back on you. They can't be detached. They can't be defensive, or it's just not going to work. Because you'll cut them off. You'll move in a different direction. You are a tower moment for this person. You are a force to be reckoned with. You are causing some sort of awakening. You're making them realize something here needs to change. The Chariot card in reverse, yeah, because you've stopped coming towards them, Virgo. You've stopped giving to them. You've created distance here, and not in a way to be manipulative or to play games, but most likely to protect your energy. All right, we see the Judgment card, Aries, Scorpio energy. They're seeing you as next level. They're also seeing that they want to up-level this connection here with you. And we see the 7 of Treasure. Yeah, they spend a lot of time wondering about you. They may even be feeling a little bit confused about this connection right now, because I feel like somehow the tables have turned. Something here has shifted. And with the 7 of Treasure, they also may realize that you have other options. They might realize like, well, Virgo doesn't seem like, not that you don't care about this person, but, you may have started treating them a little bit like an option because they were holding back too much on you, or they were too detached, right? But the Four of Wands in reverse tells me behind the scenes, this person is waiting. They hold a torch for you, but they may be feeling a little bit less stable than they give off. Justice card, Libran energy. They want to bring this connection into balance. Some of you, this person is trying to find balance before they come towards you. And I don't know if that's emotionally, physically, financially, a combination of those things. Temperance energy. They're seeing the big picture, Sagittarius energy. This person's going through an awakening. They're holding back, they're finding balance, they're healing. They're realizing something needs to transform about their actions or their behaviors. And the Page of Pearls energy in reverse. Or this will never get off the ground, or this will never move forward. Now, they may owe you an apology. They might be struggling with that. They may also be realizing they weren't quite ready for this when it first came around, or if it just came around. Hold yourself in high regard, Empress energy, Taurus and Libran energy. This to me, Virgo, is you getting what you want. All right. We see the Eight of Treasure in reverse because things are going to be done differently. Be strategic, be patient. The Hierophant, I think you're going to end up in a relationship with this person, but the Hierophant is about staying grounded. Don't change codes of conduct. Hold yourself in high regard. Be patient. Something here needs to change. And your job here with the Nine of Spears is to see if it actually can change. Do you trust this enough to change? For this person to change? Because it does feel like whatever was happening here was a bit imbalanced, or it wasn't quite good enough. Your person, the Moon card, they're going through it. The Moon card is telling me they're a little bit nervous, they're a little bit anxious. Cancer, Pisces energy, they might feel a little bit depressed, they might feel a little bit worried or scared, or they're not seeing completely clearly, and we see that with the Seven of Treasure. Although I was reading this as the Seven of Cups. But again, but regardless, I think the messages still stand. The Moon card, that they're feeling a little bit confused. They're going through it right now because they realize, I think they realize that they were too guarded, too defensive, too aloof, and that actually shut the relationship down, or is shutting down their chances of having a future here with you, or moving this connection along. All right, so let's see what else we need to know about this person. What else do my Virgos need to know about this person? Yep, something's changing, transforming. Putting thoughts in my mind. See, I think there's something you've said that stuck with them. Now, for others of you, there could be people that are giving this person advice and guidance, and that might be changing the way they're viewing this connection, or they may be breaking away from that, and they're solving an issue. They want to solve this. We see, I want marriage, I want partnership. Virgo, this person is coming back around. I do think they're coming back around with an apology. All right, what else do we need to know? What else do my Virgos need to know? Some of you, this person has dark hair and eyes. That's going to be confirmation for you, but that's a specific message. They can be a lot of fun, and they're showing empathy. They're starting to put themselves in your shoes. They're not trusting their judgment right now. I think this person is realizing they didn't quite act right here. All right, they didn't quite act right. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Virgos regarding this connection. You and this person don't share the same vision, so it kind of looks like, that was a possibility. Like, I'm kind of seeing my Virgos, you may have been putting more into this connection, seeing it, move further along, being more stable. Don't dismiss any red flags as well, like them being detached or them being defensive is something you do have to look at, because that can also be their default for how they deal with tension, criticism, differences of opinions. And we see this connection is passionate but not enduring. So for some of my Virgos, that might be the case. Even if this person is returning, Make sure that this is something with someone you can really build with if that's what you're looking for. But see, what I'm seeing here is someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation. It looks like it's your person. All right. And we see obstacles, but there are unhealed wounds that may be blocking forward movement that still need to be addressed. So pay attention, Virgo. All right. What does this person want to say to you? Whoops, we have a peeker card. What does this person, look at this, at the bottom, that peeker, insecurities. This person may suffer from some more insecurities than you realize. And again, somebody who might act detached or defensive, most likely that's why. What does this person want to say to you? I failed to give you what you need. Yeah, because they know you're Empress energy. Male or female, it doesn't matter. They know you're a Tower moment. And I know my inability to make a decision hurts you. So again, you may have felt like they were treating you like an option. All right, they may have been indecisive or aloof, maybe about moving the connection forward, what they wanted. But again, you're a better person than I am. I feel unworthy, but I am still trying to heal. They're realizing, so this person is going through some sort of an awakening here. What else do they want to say to my Virgos at the soul level? What else do they want to say to my Virgos, please? You've been in my dreams. Makes a lot of sense. We're in Pisces season, and I've thought a lot about you lately. So you are in their dreams. You're in their mind. Okay? They can't stop thinking about you. All right. Let's see what advice and guidance we have for my Virgos. Advice and guidance for my Virgos. Choose presence. Be here instead of ahead. Stay present, Virgo. Ground into the present. So stay present, Virgo. Bring your focus back to what's real and what's happening now. And you know, not the big picture, but focus on the little things. And match the effort. You don't need to give more to receive more. And that's going to tell you how much effort this person puts in. And if you match their effort, is it a fulfilling relationship? Yes or no? All right. And Spirit's saying observe. Right now is a time to observe. You don't need to interpret. Right now you need to watch and wait and see what this person does. All right, my lovely Virgos, I'm going to leave it here. Sending you love and light. Take care.